I'm sorry about that. I miss getting punched in the face. Do we have a quorum?
We have a quorum. We just don't have a chair.
And well, from Brazil.
Let the order, Shay.
Call
Go
family
ahead.
and say,
It's 7.
Can't make it.
yeah. I only ever cook.
Yeah.
Brian, do you know if Leslie let us know if she'd be here? Okay.
Made 2 racks of lamb.
Yeah.
See if I have.
Or no, 1 more minute.
Yeah.
Well, potatoes too.
Yeah. Oregano and some
Well, Greek season.
olive oil, wine. Very nice. Red wine?
No wine. Just it was a
Vinegar of some kind.
no, it was an olive oil that I got from Horrocks and then some seasoning. Just kind
No.
Okay.
You get the good olive oil from Italy?
not from there, no.
Oh, where is it from? Spain?
I don't know. It's from Lansing actually. Horrocks.
Supposed to be from Greece.
Yeah, I know.
Supposed to be. You know, I don't have my my plug in Greece yet. I got to go visit.
You don't know a guy at the moment?
Not the moment. Not the moment. I'll
That's
let
kind
you
of disappointing, I have to say.
Yeah, the only one.
Everybody's here?
The only family
must have
member I
felt like they were
in
giving out
Greece
Christmas
is,
presents if
Malcolm
everybody
Milton. I
showed
think
up.
He's allowed back.
He's always getting a physical packet, so.
Here you go.
Could be an importer.
Do have candy.
Expensive olive oil.
He already gave us the thumbs up.
Okay. Now starting the December 7th, 2023 Mount Pleasant Planning Commission meeting. Ms. Povidico, will you take roll?
Devaney,
Here.
Friedrich,
Here.
Havels,
Present.
Honig,
Here.
Irwin,
Here.
Kingsworthy,
Here.
Leash,
Here.
Nicholas,
Here.
Ortman.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is approval of the November 2nd, 2023 regular meeting minutes.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is approval of the November 2nd, 2023 work session meeting minutes.
Move
So
to
moved.
approve.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is zoning board of appeals report, Commissioner Friedrich.
Madam Chair, we did not meet.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is communications. Ms. Povidico?
There were no communications received.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is SUP 2315.
Can you see the slides?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. The applicant Dilling Group, represented by Debbie Hod, is seeking approval for a short-term rental located at 210 Heidi Court. The 2,235 square foot duplex has 2 units, 1 in each floor, which are accessed separately through a foyer. Debbie, who is also the property owner, lives on the top floor and would like to rent the first floor unit to short-term renters. Each unit has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, washer and dryer, and an open concept kitchen that opens up to the living and dining rooms. The property has been licensed as a rental since 2008 and is therefore compliant with current fire department standards for rentals. While the applicant has rented the unit to long-term residents in the past, she would also like to explore the option to rent the space for less than 28 days. Her target audience are young professionals who are moving into the community after getting a job in Mount Pleasant and need a place to stay until they find long-term accommodations. She can also see it as an opportunity to house seasonal professionals like nurses who may come to the city for just a few weeks, or graduate students who do not want to live in a student complex. So this is the property location at the end of the cul-de-sac at Heidi Court. The property is surrounded by existing duplexes, which are generally rentals and are currently located within CD3 Suburban Character District. The future land use map shows the area as attached residential, which technically calls for a rezoning to CD4 to match the existing character. Only the property that you can see here to the west is currently occupied by single-family residences and mapped as residential in the future land use map. This is the picture showing the current conditions viewed from the end of the cul-de-sac looking northwest. One thing to note here is that the applicant is not proposing any site or building alterations at this time, but she does foresee replacing the front deck in the future, which is this one that leads to the front door. And once she's ready to move forward with such work, she would then file for a site plan review. This is the current condition of the property viewed from the back, looking southeast. As you can see here, there are no other gathering spaces outside of the building, except for the small front deck that I mentioned before. As you know, short-term rentals can be permitted within CD3 Suburban Character Districts after receiving special use approval, which requires a public hearing and approval by the Planning Commission. The proposed use must comply with general standards set forth in section 154.615, paragraph B, subparagraph 2, in addition to specific special use standards set forth in section 154.410, paragraph B, subparagraph 4Y. Staff feels that the answers provided by the applicant and the analysis conducted by the review team show that the proposal complies with all general standards shown in the slide. And I'll just mention a couple of items that raise to the top. First, the neighborhood is already characterized by duplexes and rental housing. 2, the property has already been used and licensed as a rental. 3, the proposed use will not generate adverse impacts on surrounding properties since the applicant only foresees guests utilizing the small front deck, which is well set back from adjacent homes. 4, the lot offers enough parking options by providing space for 4 cars on the premises. Regarding the review of the special standards, first, the lot width, which is the distance that is measured from the side lot lines at the minimum front setback distance, seem to be approximately 51 feet and is therefore compliant with the minimum 50-foot lot width requirement in CD3. Therefore, this first portion here does not apply. Second, the deck is very small and accommodates a maximum of 4 occupants. Therefore, it wouldn't be generating much opportunity for large gatherings. It is 40 by 50 feet, between 40 and 50 feet away from adjacent duplexes. And we do think that it provides enough setback distance to not disturb neighbors. And then regarding traffic, 4 cars can easily fit within the driveway, 2 on each side. And the applicant did state that she and her husband park on one side and allow tenants to park on the other. So 2 vehicles per unit seem to be enough to not block the cul-de-sac with parked vehicles. Last, the property is already licensed as long-term rental, and therefore the fire department confirmed that they are in compliance with rental standards after being last inspected in March of 2023. So, also, just wanted to say that, as I previously mentioned, the future deck work would simply be a replacement and not an enlargement. So it wouldn't be triggering reconsideration by the Planning Commission once it comes for the site plan review. So all that said, the staff is recommending that the Planning Commission approves SUP-23-15. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Would the applicant like to come up? Or actually, we should have questions for staff.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Would the short term apply to both units or just the first floor?
Just the first floor, just the
So-
unit that is the rent already. So the owner would continue to live on the top floor.
Okay, but if the owner decided not to live there anymore, would they have some sort of short-term rental for the second floor too, or would that have to be reapplied for?
They would need to reapply for it.
Okay.
Any other questions for staff? Now, if the applicant would like to come up. Are you the applicant? Yeah.
Hello. I'm really short, so, okay. Did you need something from me?
Could you state your name?
Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie Hott.
And did you have anything you wanted to say, or?
I appreciate the panel reviewing this. One other aspect we were looking at too is providing a place for businesses to be able to have people come in and stay in a home environment instead of staying in a hotel when they're coming into town for training or for meetings. And so we wanted to open up our place for that as well. Our last tenant was a anesthesiologist, and she rented it for about 2 years, but she was in and out like 3 weeks here, 5 weeks here. So that's why we came up with that idea, is to being able to open it up also to people who could come in for a short time to be able to do training, like I said, or meetings or what have you for the larger organizations. So.
Thank you. Any questions for the applicant? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I will open up public comment. If anyone from the public would like to comment, I don't know that there's anyone physically here, but if there's anyone online.
I'm just checking. Yeah, no one is online.
I will close public comment and open up discussion.
Move to approve SCP 2315.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is public comment. This is the last opportunity for a member of the public to comment. If there is anybody, which I do not see anyone physically here, is there anyone online?
No one is online.
I will close public comment, and next item on the agenda is new business, the 2024 meeting schedule.
All right, I'm just going to share my screen again. So you've received this chart in your packet, but we drafted the Planning Commission 2024 meeting schedule, which will maintain the current practice of meeting the first Thursday of the month. And then I just wanted to mention that one exception here is that the July meeting had to be moved to the second Thursday to avoid the July 4th holiday. So that will lead us to a 3-week window between July and August, which is tight, but it's workable. We did have the situation happening this year during the meetings of September and October, since we moved the October meeting to the end of September. And it's tight, but we can make it work with the deadlines with the state. And then I just wanted to note that staff has, when doing this calendar, has considered CMU's and the school's calendars, as well as the American Planning Association Michigan Annual Conference, to avoid conflicts at our meeting calendar, or, avoid us having to change the calendar like what happened this year. And then at the beginning of the year, I'll be following up with a draft work session schedule for the Planning Commission. But at this time, I'm just requesting that the Planning Commission adopts the proposed 2024 meeting schedule. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions or a motion?
Move to adopt the proposed 2024 meeting schedule.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Next item on the agenda is staff report.
There is nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. If anyone would like to move to
Move to adjourn. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting adjourned.